This is the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 3. It says, can two walk together except they be agreed? First and foremost, we'll have to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. I want to give double honors to the apostles of great mercy and do rule well. Salutations to the men of the hope and sincere elect. This is Makazar from ClothedInDoctrine&Truth. Just want to do a little edification for the elect's sake. And this lesson will be, entitled, we're not sure what entitled yet, but basically it's about, us being the truth and, being different from the people that are in the world. The Lord actually showed us, who our family were, who our friends were. All right? Showed us the things that we have in common, showed us the things that the people that we could trust, showed us the ones that we can't trust. All right? Because, in the world, it's like, Jake will have this saying that, you never know your friends are until they get rich. Because even the scripture said that the rich man had many friends. All right? But if you're rich, then you realize that you have plenty of friends. When you go back broke, then all your friends go away. Then you realize you never really had friends to begin with. And guess what? It's the same thing that the word of the Lord showed us. All right? Because they were never, coming in this truth, the people that we lost, the friends that the so-called friends and family that we lost coming in this truth, they weren't our friends to begin with. All right? They weren't our friends to begin with because they weren't made with us at the foundation of the earth, be that we part of the hopeful elect. All right? They weren't made with us. All right? So coming into the truth now, they have a problem with the word of the Most High. And they depart from us because of that word. All right? And the ones that stick with us are the ones that are truly our friends. As the scripture said, let me read that real quick. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 9, I believe it's verse 15. It says, I said verse 15, it says, let thy talk be with the wise, and all thy communication in the law of the Most High. And guess what? 2/3, they don't, with the scripture said, the desire not the way of the Lord. All right? The laws of the Most High not in the heart of 2/3. All right? It says, and let just men eat and drink with thee, and let thy glory be with the fear of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. While 2/3 glory, while we glory in the laws of and the salvation of Yahweh and Yahushai, 2/3 glory in committing adultery and all these other heinous crimes. All right? And that is the reason why we can't be together, because our conversations are different from theirs. While ours being clean, theirs being filthy, they, as they say, they speak evil of us because we run not with them at the same excess of wrath. All right? So the Lord, the word of the Lord, because it in us, it actually separates us from the people in the world. And the Lord said, I am from above and ye are from beneath. And us being part of Yahweh, we are from above also. All right? So the word actually separates us. And the reason I'm doing this is for brothers, don't try to make 2/3 your entourage. Don't try to make 2/3 your company. Because the scripture said, the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth him. All right? And they can seduce you to do things that, you don't really like. All right? That way the scripture said, envy not thou the oppressor and choose none of his ways. All right? You get caught up in the things of the world by being around 2/3, being around all these worldly people. Be around the brotherhood. Desire. If your desire is not to be around the brotherhood, then you really and truly are not in the right spirit. Because your desire is to be with those men. Because those are the men that have the same mindset as you. All right? This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 36. Chapter 36. Chapter 13. Verse verse 16, it says, all flesh consorted according to kind, and a man will cleave to his like. All right? Just like the nations cleave to themselves, guess what? Us being in this truth, we cleave to one another, being brothers. All right? All flesh will cleave to his like. It says, what fellowship had the wolf with a lamb, and so the sinner with the godly. All right? So the sinner have no agreement with the godly, no fellowship. What we going to really talk about? What we going to sit and drink and laugh about? All right? They rejoice in wickedness, we rejoice in righteousness. All right? So the Lord actually showing us who is our family and who are our friends by his words. By his words, the scripture said, the Lord weighed the heart. All right? And coming in these days that we're in right now, you have to learn who your friends are and who your family are. Because guess what? This so-called pandemic, when they started, implementing the vaccine, they have Jake right now in a scare. When your family realize that you're not taking the vaccine, they might sell you out. All right? They might sell you out. As the scripture says, brothers shall betray one another unto death. They will sell you out. But your brothers in the faith, they won't do that. So you have to learn who your friends are. All right? Learn who your friends are. The men that push this truth, they are your friends and they are your family. All right? This is Jeremiah chapter 20, verse 8. It says, for since I spake, I cried out. I cried violence and spoil, because the word of Yahweh was made a reproach unto me and a derision daily. So now your so-called friends, in their eyes, you become poor by joining this truth. By being called into this truth, you become poor. Because the scripture said, I know thy poverty. So they look at you as poor and they remove themselves from you. Because the scripture did say that in Luke 6. Blessed are you when men shall separate you from themselves and cast out your name as filth for the Son of Man's sake. Alright, so they depart themselves from us because of the word of the Lord. So it's as though we were once rich, and then when we call to this truth, we become poor, and they just turn their backs on us because of this word. Alright? And it's all because of the spirits that within both individual, one righteous and one wicked. Alright? These two can't come together. Alright? And two-thirds, believe it or not, two-thirds going to sell you out in the time of Jacob's trouble. They're going to sell you out. Alright? But your brothers, they won't sell you out. Alright? Your brothers going to be for you. The scripture says, if thou hast a friend, prove him first. And the years that you spent with the brotherhood and around the brotherhood, as the scripture said, neglect not the coming together. When you be around the brotherhood, you actually grow a bond with the brothers. So you actually know brothers on a basically on a I should say a microscopic level. You know the brothers so much that you understand their mood, you understand their vibes. You think on the same wavelength because you are around the brotherhood that much. So you know if somebody say, nah, this brother soldier, they say, nah, not this brother. This brother wouldn't do that. Alright? Because you know your brother so much. Alright? But above all, we have to have faith in the Lord to lead us to the right brotherhood. Alright? This is Hebrews chapter 4, verse 12. It says, for the word of Yahweh is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to dividing asunder the soul and spirit, and to the joints and marrow, and is the discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. So the word of the Lord is what actually search you out. And it actually categorized men. It put the men that are for him in one group and the men that are against him in another group. Alright? So the Lord actually showing us, hey, this one, this is somebody to be around. And this one, this is not somebody to be around. Alright? When you realize it's like a man being with a woman. The scripture said, a wicked woman was given unto a wicked man. But the scripture also said, he that pleaseth the Lord shall escape from her. So it have no reason for a brother in the truth to be in a toxic relationship where you're all constant quarreling, you have to get physical, fighting. You're not supposed to be in a toxic relationship. When you realize that, guess what? You move away from it. And the Lord will actually lead you to somebody that not as toxic, because all these women out here are toxic, all right, but not as toxic, where you could have peace. And it's the same thing with the brotherhood. The Lord gonna actually show you now, guess what? It have no peace here. Here's where it have peace. So this is where it's supposed to be. This is your family. These are your friends. All right? The word of the Lord actually shows us who to be around. All right? Because the reason why they separated themselves from us to begin with is because of the word of the Lord. And not because that they see us as bad. It's because the scripture said they love darkness rather than light. All right? This is Job chapter 19, verse 13. It says, he had put my brethren far from me, and my acquaintances are verily estranged from me. My kinfolk have failed, and my familiar friends have forgotten me. They that dwell in my house and my maids count me for a stranger. I am an alien in their sight. I called my servant, and he gave me no answer. I entreated with my mouth. My breath is strange to my wife, though I entreated for my children's sake of my own body. Yea, young children despise me. I arose, and they spake against me. All my inward friends abhorred me, and they whom I loved are turned against me. And just like Job was cast in a low estate, and everybody turned against him, that is how it seems to us. Because guess what? When we come in this truth, we catching hell. We be catching hell, and you know, sometimes we be in the world on our so-called top of our game, but when we come into this truth, the Lord make us base so that he can build us up. He passes us through the rough parts. And you know, our acquaintances in the world, they depart from us because you know they see, nah, this can't be my friend, and they be ashamed to be around us. All right? But when the Lord lifts us up, and when the Lord gonna lift us up in the glory in the kingdom, then they're gonna realize that guess what? This is the purpose that the Lord had for us. And only the men that were of the same mindset the Lord gonna lift up. All right? The scripture says being a little chastised. All right? We've been a little chastised, and two-thirds depart themselves from us because they see us, you know, being cast down. You know, brothers, you really have no shoes, no clothes, good clothes to wear. You know, we've been in different situations. But the men that stick by you and help you out of these situations are the ones that the Lord sent to show you that these are your true family. Because the word family actually goes back to men serving together. Servants. And we serving the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahshai together. So the ones that serving the Lord together are the ones that you're supposed to stick close with. Don't make two-thirds your associates. All right? They will actually cause you to go back into the world. They will. The scripture said in 2 Corinthians 2:11, evil communication does corrupt good manners. It does corrupt good manners. It's going to make you go astray from the Lord. All right? So the Lord is actually showing you who to be around, and it ain't two-thirds. Is the final precept here? This is Matthew chapter 12, verse 48. It says, but he answered and said unto him that told him, who is my mother, and who are my brethren? And he stretched forth his hand towards his disciples and said, behold my mother and my brethren. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother, my sister, my mother. And that is who your friends are, the ones that laboring with you. All right? Every man shall stick to his kind. If you're not in the same agreement, you can't walk with somebody. That is why, as the scripture said, he come to set division and not peace. Because his words is actually going to cause the separation. That is why it's called a two-edged sword. All right? They hate us because of the fact that we serve Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Those spirits, they can't deal with the light. And especially the times that we're coming into, those people that were once your friends and depart, they will actually turn against you in that day. Because the main thing, they lack the fear of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. That is what they lack. All right? So with that, I hope it was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. I want to give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone that do real well. Salutations to the men of the Hopeland Saints Select. This is Makazar from Trend.com saying Shalom.